As the leader of the Booner Path, I lead from the front.
All right, boys. Lock in.
It's our core foundation, man. Grit.
I'm fired up. I'm fired the fuck up, boys.
It's pumping right now. It's got my juices pumping, boys.
Welcome to Crunch Time Sports with Jeff and Booner. It's Friday, July 18th, and we are back. We are back. All right, appreciate you all for tuning in. Got a big show today. Lots to get to. We got the details of Tate Ratledge's contract. We will discuss it. We got Caleb joining later in the show for a special segment, so that'll be fun as well. We have other things to get to as well, Boone, today. Talking more Detroit Lions training camp. It's kind of close. Hey, to get into a good weekend this weekend, huh? Come on, last show of the week. I feel like it kind of flew by.
Yeah.
But I also want to say we just hit 5.5 million views on Crunch Time Sports. So I want to say big shout out to all you people, man. 5.5 million in just over a year. It's big time.
It's pretty sick, huh? 5.5 mil. Is that a lot compared to other play? I'm not sure, honestly. I don't know where.
I know what I think.
Not familiar with the views game.
For us, we don't really sit and really discuss wins like that. You know, we just kind of keep it pushing. I think sometimes it's good to acknowledge the things that are
fair enough.
You know, we usually don't bring up wins, but I feel like that's pretty good. All right,
5.5 mil,
5.5 million people. That's like.
Can you keep me updated when we get to 10? Can you let me know?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I will.
That's my next. That's Boone's next milestone. Let me know when we hit 10. I'll be happy.
Yeah, we're never really we don't really. It's not about bragging. It's just about acknowledging that people have been supporting the fellas.
Shout out to people, man.
Yeah, when we started this, we were told a lot of things that we couldn't do. So that now that we are doing it, it is nice to.
Do we have? I'm gonna throw this out there. Do we have a name for the people who watch us? Like the you know what I mean? Like a nickname for people in our group? Or is that too like culty?
I haven't thought about it.
I have one right away that pops in my head. The Crunchies.
That sounds like a cereal.
The Crunchies sounds crazy though. Good though, dude. Like that's a good pull. Yeah. Diggity Dog said, "Don't say Crunchies." Right away, that was the first thing that popped in my head was the Crunchies. He said, "Oh man, he said it."
He said, "Oh man, he said it."
The Crunchies. Everyone else is saying it. Doughboy Steve, even though me and Doughboy have gone back and forth at it, I love Doughboy. At the end of the day, he said, "We are the Crunchies."
Sounds
like what's that thing growing up? Like we are the Crunchies, the mighty Crunchies. You know that thing.
Yeah, that's culty. That's
I like that though. I think the Crunchies. I think that's a good one.
All right, fine. Roll with that. Why not? Yeah, that doesn't sound culty at all. That sounds fine. Crunch berries. It's probably where.
I think every fan base is a cult. At the end of the day, that's essentially what a fan base is, right? It's really just a cult. Is it not? The Booner Path, it was just a big cult, and it still is. We're still rolling. I know we're supposed to make some announcements in the next month or so. The Booner Path will be around. It will be bigger than ever.
I love that. I do. I love that. I also love the details of Tate Ratledge's contract. It got announced. It's official, not fully guaranteed, Boone, but they gave him 66% of the contract guaranteed in year 3. Dave Burkett put that one out. And then Justin Rogers said was about 57% for the same draft slot in 2024. So an increase of about 9% for Tate Ratledge. I think I've seen Nick Amanawari. He got a fully guaranteed contract. He was a fringe first rounder. He wasn't too far from the first round. Tate Ratledge, the 57th overall pick, 66% guaranteed. So, hey, that's really, I mean, we assumed a lot of these guys were getting fully guaranteed contracts. So the fact that there are a big chunk of that second round that did not get that, honestly, it's a win for both sides. But 66% really doesn't feel like that bad. I mean, I would have been okay with fully guaranteed. So I don't know. 66% is pretty good. I mean, good for Tate Ratledge. Good for the Lions. Finally, the shit's over with. So good.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I was expecting them just to do a full 4-year, fully guaranteed contract. I was ready. I was ready for that to happen, and I would have done it. And the fact that Brad was able to do 2 years and then what it was about 57% from 66% in year 3. I wonder what year 4. I'm guessing year 4 is not guaranteed at all.
Guaranteed.
So I mean I think that's a good deal from Brad's side. I think it's good for Tate, and I mean he only got. I mean I'm kind of shocked him sitting out and them kind of going through this. He essentially was that 9% more than last year's?
Yes.
So that's kind of. I thought they would have gotten more, like at least the full third year full. And I did see it today too. I don't know if you saw it, Jeff. There was a lot of obviously second round picks kind of getting done because all these guys are back in camp and they're on at facilities. There were actually quite a bit of guys that got fully guaranteed, like fully guaranteed.
Not a worry from the Seahawks. I don't know anyone else.
I can second. Hold on, I can pull it up because I saw a lot of guys today signing deals. The Chicago Bears, Luther Burden, he got a fully guaranteed deal, 39th overall pick. So I think that, the one thing I actually had thought about that was the kind of the latest pick I saw get fully guaranteed up to now. Everyone above of him, like 38, 37, 36, 35, they're all going to get fully guaranteed as well. Because if you're sitting down with the agent being like, hey, why did Luther Burden get that? I did. Right. Obviously, with Tate Ratledge, he's in the 50s somewhere. So he doesn't really have that much leverage compared to some of these other guys. But there are a lot of second round picks that now I think they're that. You know what's going to happen in the future? That line is going to move. Let's say this year it's like top 40s fully guaranteed. It's going to move to like 45, 46. And then every year it's going to keep moving until every second round pick is fully guaranteed. That's just it. It's the way it is. The NFLPA, they need to I don't know. I don't know when all of that stuff and those conversations happen, but that's something that needs to get worked out and figured out before. That needs to be like a owners meeting, leagues meeting type deal.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll start creeping late into the later second. Like they'll get to where Tate's picking. It'll increase. I like that it's baby steps. We didn't just jump to fully guaranteed. We're working our way there. Give these guys mostly guaranteed as the round, as it gets closer to the third, you get less guaranteed. And then maybe eventually they'll try and guarantee the whole second round. But right now, I mean, they handled it pretty well. I thought it didn't take too long. It didn't go into training camp too much. I mean, they haven't really gotten anything serious yet. So pretty good for the Lions and other teams kind of getting this thing wrapped up here. But they also did make some transactions. The Lions signed a couple of players. They had a couple roster spots open. And we talked about this with Corey, Jeremy, and the Doc about a roster spot being open. Are we waiting for Za'Darius or what? Justin Rogers put this out. Lions had 3 roster spots open after yesterday's injury transactions. Obviously, Levi Onwuzurike, that's another one that was now created because he's not playing for 4 weeks into the season. They have 0 roster spots right now. Yeah, again, they can cut guys. Like this isn't, it's not like the guys they signed are guaranteed to make the roster. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
But they would have to make a transaction. They'd have to cut somebody to sign good old Za'Darius Smith. So safe to say that at least in the near future, unless by some miracle, I don't think he's getting signed anytime soon. I mean, this is probably going to be like closer to the season if there is a move for Za'Darius Smith.
I mean, what?
Yeah.
Why? Why would you even
keep a spot open then? If you're going to work it out with him soon.
You got to have someone filled in. I mean, dude, they brought someone in the roster during minicamp for a day and cut them in one day and brought another player in that they liked. Like, this isn't like hey, we bring someone in, you're guaranteed to be here for the full camp. No, like the guys they signed today, I mean, there's undrafted free agents from Vandy, a guy who played on the Titans last year who didn't have any carries. That is just kind of, these are guys who are trying to find spots in the league, and like they worked out like 10 dudes. They worked out the running back, not the Saginaw Valley guy, should have Nate McCrary, but they worked out the other running back from the Michigan Panthers. Like, they're just bringing bodies in because they need bodies for camp, for different drills and different things. I don't think this is more so like, I wouldn't be shocked if one of these 3 or 4 guys that were signed today, if within the next 7 days, they're off the roster and they're no longer in Allen Park. I would not be shocked at all. Like, if Za'Darius wants to come back tomorrow, do you know how fast one of these guys would get cut, Jeff? It doesn't
I'm not arguing that. Because yes, they would of course cut a guy for Za'Darius. I think it'll be in August at some point.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I think they just needed guys for the start of camp To be honest, if
Yeah,
I'm just being
I
honest.
agree.
And I think like
Overall,
next
yeah.
week, if we get to next Monday, I wouldn't be shocked if, hey, next Monday we wake up and Za'Darius is like, I'm ready to report. And he's like, I want to play. Like, I'm ready to go. And he shows up next week. Like, he wants to enjoy this last week. He doesn't want to come right away. And then at some point, or like when we go to camp, I think next week we're actually going to be there, or the week after. I wouldn't be surprised if when we get to Allen Park, Za'Darius Smith is suited up. I wouldn't be shocked.
But that's you assuming that they would just agree on a contract. Like, do you believe that the contract's there and it's what Za'Darius wants? And he's just waiting to accept it?
I think that there is a contract on the table. Maybe there's a little pushback back and forth. I think no matter what, if Za'Darius wants to play here and they want to bring him back, that something will get done. I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, it's the money that's the problem. I think Brad would be willing to say, hey, we'll give you another $1 million or $2 million to come in. There can't be that far off. What does Za'Darius want? He wants 8. And they're offering him 6. Okay, do 8. It's 1 year.
I don't know how far they're off, but I do think it's money related. I do think it's.
I don't think so. I think it's just he doesn't want to. It's the same thing with Matthew Judon right now, and a lot of those guys like that are still out there, just older players who are like, "Hey, man, I'll stay. I know how to stay in shape. I'll see you in a couple weeks."
Are we getting into another pizza bet where you think he signed in the next like 2 weeks?
I don't want to put a date on it. I think he's a Detroit Lion no matter what, though.
Okay, well that's fine.
Honestly, actually, no. You know, I take that back. I think one of my 3 guys that I've been picking out, Matthew Judon, Za'Darius Smith, or Jadeveon Clowney, one of those 3 guys will be in the Detroit Lions locker room by the time the week 1 comes around. Guaranteed.
I like that. Marcus said Sheriff is more value than Z and he's cheaper. Get it done. Brandon Sheriff. Yeah, I mean, that's guy. I don't know. I don't know about Brandon Sheriff. I mean, they just got Tate. I don't see them bringing in Brandon Sheriff at this point. Would I like it? Yeah, I would. But I don't know about that one. I don't. That's
an interesting one because the thing I fall back on is them bringing Willie. Is it Cologne? Tristan Cologne. So Willie Cologne. Shout out. On air personality, does everything. But Tristan Cologne, them bringing him in. That was the one where I was like, they're not bringing Sheriff back, or not back, bringing him in. That's the only thing that kind of throws me off with that.
I think Sheriff's a right guard. I think that's what he plays, right guard. So, I mean. We'll see. I think they like who they have at guard. Maybe the Graham thing is the one where you could argue, but I think Graham will probably be playing right guard this year. He was better at right guard, correct, than left guard.
Graham was, yeah. He always has been better at right guard.
If
I believe
they really want to upgrade it, they will. I don't know. I'm not saying it can't happen. I think that's like a pipe dream. If they do sign someone, it's probably going to be Za'Darius. That's just what I think.
Because I think they like Yodi too. I think they like what Yodi brings. Yodi's played a lot under, in this offense at guard. He stepped up in big moments when what's his name went down. Why am I drawing a blank? Jonah Jackson gets hurt in the playoffs. Guess who stepped up? It was Yodi, and Yodi actually played really he didn't play great, but he to step in a spot at an NFC Championship game. So, and he's only getting better. He was young in that spot too. I don't think people realize that.
Before we move on here, I wanted to play this. You see Ndamukong Suh yapping? Did you see that clip?
Yeah, I have a thought about this. And maybe.
So Ndamukong Suh dropped like he retired, and then he just dropped this clip of him just throwing shade at the Lions. I don't know, which is kind of on brand, honestly. Perfect timing too. But here's Ndamukong Suh. I don't know what podcast or what he was on, but he decided to drop this clip.
Detroit, in my opinion, when I first came out, it really gave me the short end of the stick. I should have been paid more than Matthew Stafford because I was the next first-round pick for them coming out in the draft, and I felt like I was going to be a cornerstone for them, but they didn't value me enough to say, hey, you're not going to be paid more than our quarterback. And I said, fine. What I'll do is I will prove you guys right, or wrong, that I, at the end of the day, deserve to be considered one of the cornerstones. Like Detroit, in my opinion, when I first came out, it really gave me the short end of the stick. I should have been paid more.
This is okay. Let's just. Go on.
I would like to know my thoughts with this is, and I love Ndamukong Suh. I think he was one of my favorite players growing up. Him and Kelvin and Matt, they're all one of my, that trio. He's not wrong about that. Like those three were the kind of the cornerstone of this Lions team. There's one problem I have with this, Jeff, and I think you are going to be on the side of me because you're a, what's the word, like an NFL realist. I'm just going to be honest, like to Ndamukong Suh, there is a market for every position. Why would the Detroit Lions have paid 40 or 30 plus million when no other defensive tackle, I don't care how good you are, no other defensive tackle is getting even close to that. Like you're doubling contracts at that point. Am I wrong?
But
You do have to look at market value at the end of the day. That's like me going and being like, hey, I really love this car so much. This car would change my life. Every single girl in the world would look at me when I'm driving this car. Everything about my life would change when I'm driving this car. It's a $15,000 car. You know what? Screw it. I'll give you, you're offering 15. I'll give you 30 for it. It's like, okay, you just screwed yourself because the market value is 15 for this car. That's essentially what Sue's saying. Like, give me 30 for it. That's just not how NFL contracts work. Did I understand that correctly, or please tell me if I was wrong?
I think I get what you were saying. Here's the issue with this. Well, because I think Suh is, an incredible player to watch.
Hall of Famer, man.
Yeah, he was dominant with the Lions. Especially as a rookie, you get to watch Suh's rookie year is incredible. But here's the reality. Okay, you're in the NFL. You want quarterback money? You know how valuable quarterbacks are in the NFL, man? And not just that, but Detroit, who hasn't had a good quarterback, by the way. And they get Matthew, who in his first 3 years, in his third year, was putting up 5,000 yards. He put up 5,000 and was close to 5,000 multiple times after that. Now it threw for 40 plus TDs, by the way, with Kelvin. That you have to extend, and you have to pay what you got to pay for him, right? Should they have given Suh his money and found a way? Absolutely. But to say that you're worth more than a quarterback in a quarterback-driven league when your franchise has never had a quarterback of that caliber at the time is a little ridiculous. To assume that you should have been paid more. And again, to your point about the salaries, like,
what are we talking about there?
Like, look at quarterbacks now, man. No one's getting paid more than these quarterbacks. You're not. Like, the highest paid non-quarterbacks are at $40 million. Quarterbacks are at $60 million. It's just never going to happen. It's just never going to happen. You're not going to pay a franchise quarterback less than you are your best defensive player.
No.
You're just not. A franchise quarterback that's not on a rookie deal, by the way, like someone legit that you have to extend. It's not going to happen.
At the end of the deal, like, look at like the top defensive tackles in the NFL right now. Like, I can bring it up, defensive tackle contracts. Let's just bring it up right now and compare it to quarterback contracts. Like, it's a night and day difference. Hold on. Average a year. Chris Jones, 31.7. The next highest, Christian Wilkins, 27.5. Milton Williams just got 26. Matabuke just got 24. Like, now what's the highest quarterback salary? 60 million. It's double. Imagine if in today's NFL, Ndamukong Suh's like, hey, I'm the best in the league. I'm a cornerstone of your team. Yeah, you are. No one's denying that. But you know what? Hey, let's be irresponsible. And this is what we talked about yesterday, Jeff. Like, Brad, it's some contracts being a little irresponsible with money, where it's like, hey, let's just be, hey, Suh, because we love you and, hey, we just have a good spot in our heart for you and we're big fans, man. We'll give you $60 million a year. Well, let's just break the bank, man. Like, who cares? Like, let's just do it. Let's just ruin our franchise for the next 4 years. That's essentially like what he's saying that he wanted the Lions to do. And what did he, like, the craziest part about all of this and him making those comments, the Lions gave Stafford a contract, a 5-year contract, 135, average of $27 million. He wanted to be paid more than Stafford, correct? He wanted to be the highest player on the team. Guess what he got in Miami? So he goes, I'll get paid more somewhere else. I'll get my worth. The man got $19 million a year in Miami. Like, he didn't even get quarterback money.
Yeah, he was never gonna. Yeah, that was.
So it's like what are you? And I love. I hope maybe one day we can have him on the show. Maybe he's explaining it the wrong way in today's world. Like, maybe he just I don't know. I can't wrap my head around him being like, I want quarterback money. I don't care if he's a better player than a quarterback or a better player. He's the best player on the team. There's a value and a market value.
Yeah, there's a market value. It's quarterbacks. That's quarterbacks the face of your franchise, man. I mean, it just is what it is. That's why these guys get paid so much. I mean, it's for what they do on the field and off the field. Like they are the face of your franchise. It's just how it goes. Unless you have no quarterback and you're in quarterback purgatory and you just like the Steelers, TJ Watt is kind of their guy, but that's not a good. Typically you want a quarterback like Herbert, Chargers, Mahomes, Mahomes, Chiefs, right? Josh Allen, Buffalo. Like when you think of teams, you think of the quarterback. So that's why these guys get paid as much as they do. Just how it is. Even though the Chiefs have Chris Jones and Chris got like 30, it's like, all right, Mahomes got almost what he's taking a discount. It's like
so Sue wanted 30, 15 years ago, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
When the
Chris
cap was like half of what it is now. And Chris Jones just got that amount.
Yeah. And I know Sue was loved in Detroit. I'm not arguing that, but it just comes to positional value at the end of the day, man. Like quarterback's the most important. Like it just doesn't. Especially if you have a good one. I'm not saying you pay every quarterback, make them the highest paid, but if you have a good one, and Stafford, it's Matthew Stafford. I know his first 2 years a little up and down. He was hurt in pretty much both those years, but you kind of know what he is, man, at that point. I mean,
if Sue made the conversation where it was, hey, I just wanted to get paid my value and be the highest paid defensive tackle in the NFL, and I want to reset the market, and maybe the Lions weren't willing to do that. Okay. This quote, maybe I read it wrong, the situation wrong. It felt like he just wanted to be the highest paid player on the team, which was just never going to happen.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So maybe those conversations were just, we all blame the Lions. Maybe the conversations in there, Sue was sitting down with his agent, be like, I want 27.
I respect it. I really do.
Yeah.
Let's have our Dan Campbell conversation. So Dan Campbell, right? We're gonna get to see him in training camp. Excited for it. He had his last supper with Holly, his wife. So he's fired up about training camp. And I see on the prep to ask a question about Dan Campbell. What does Dan Campbell have to improve on in 2025 for the Detroit Lions to win a Super Bowl? That's the question. Okay, he's a top NFL coach. We've done our coaching rankings. I mean, I think we're putting him anywhere from like 5 to 7, whatever. He's in the top 10 for sure. And you're just kind of arguing and picking spots where you want him. That's how we feel about Dan Campbell. He's one of the best coaches in the NFL. But every coach needs to improve on something. All right. And Dan Campbell does a lot of things well. That's why he's so great. So it's not like it's not about nitpicking. It's just things you think he needs to improve on.
Yep.
And you want me to go first on this? You want to take
no,
it away?
you can go because I think we have two different things anyways. So
the one I'm going to bring up is pretty obvious to me. It's the biggest question mark with Dan Campbell, and you can interpret it as good or bad. I just think it's something that he needs to prove isn't an anomaly, in my opinion, and we've already seen it on the biggest stage with this regime, like NFC Championship game, biggest stage, and it comes to decision making. That is the biggest thing with Dan Campbell. And that's not to say that he has bad decision-making. It's just, it shows that in points throughout his tenure, there are games where Dan, being a former player and loving his players and trusting his players, and we've already seen it work. And I've already went through this when it comes to trusting him. I've already stated that, it's going to happen. You just kind of accept it. But it's still, I'm not going to say it's not a question. It's not something he has to improve on, right? Is the decision-making. I mean, you look at the NFC Championship game. It wasn't even being aggressive. It was being aggressive all year and then being passive. Like, yeah. It's the decision-making. It's your identity, essentially. And I know someone just put it in there. Cartier says Dan is developing too. I actually don't hate that. And if you want to say Dan's developing and he's getting better, that's fine, but that's still something that moving forward you have to take into consideration, because this year they dealt with so many injuries. So, of course, he had to be a little more aggressive because they had injuries everywhere. So he had to be more aggressive. You didn't want to put a defense on the field against the Packers on was that Thanksgiving? Against the Packers. And you had Jamal Adams. You had all these practice squad guys. Yeah, but guess what, Boone? You're not going to have practice squad guys. Now you're going to have a really good defense this season. And I think this season is going to be a good measuring stick, a litmus test for Dan Campbell to be like, hey, man, It's fourth down. You're in your own territory, but you have a really good defense. What are you doing?
Yep.
Are you still going to try and go for it? Of course you will at times, but I'm talking about in those moments where it's in your own territory. Or do you punt it away and trust your defense, which he has done. He's done both. So I think for Dan, the biggest thing is just the decision-making in those big games, like, for example, the NFC Championship game, to like, hey, man, if it is who you are, stick to it. Now, if you want to be a little more passive and rely on your defense because they're better, then do that. But that, to me, is the biggest thing because he's a great leader. He can game plan very well. So he's already displayed that. But I think the decision-making for Dan Campbell is that next thing. And if he wins a Super Bowl being aggressive, it is in NFL history more of an anomaly. Not that guys haven't been aggressive, but to his level, it will be somewhat of an anomaly. So that's something he has to prove he can get done in the biggest stage.
There's a word or a term I think me and you have used a million times the last 2 years doing shows together, and it's just situational awareness. And I think I love Dan's like aggressiveness, but there are moments when you do start getting to these different, when you have a team that you're able to kind of step that back a little bit, the aggressiveness, and you have players that are good enough. You have a defense that's good enough to where you're able to use the best punter in the NFL and pin a team back. And as well, you have a defense that's going to be able to stop a team. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be able to step up in those moments. I think as Dan and this team starts developing and getting better, situational awareness, again, we've used that term a million times, you and I, on pregame shows. And last year, you know what? You can't knock Dan last year, in my opinion, in any of those moments. It was such an one-off season. They go 15-2, but he was just could you name me a time last year to where it was like you were mad? There was one game I remember we were at, I think we were at the Hub doing a show, and I was upset about it. Was the onside kick. That was the only one. But then when you sit back and we talk about it in the post game, you're just in a moment to where it's like, hey, you kind of have to do that. To your point again, you're out a million players. Like, you don't have anyone. Yeah. So you just have to find an edge that like no other team in the NFL can find. And I think last year was such a one-off of a season for those decisions with Dan. But I'm with you. To be able to win a Super Bowl, you have to have that awareness and you have to be able to prove it before you continue just to keep it. Like, if you keep losing the next few years and Dan keeps being aggressive and at times that hurts, that needs to be a
addressed. And I think the schedule has to factor into play. Like, you have a tough schedule, so you're going to be facing. There's going to be closer games. Like last year, they faced the Jags, the Colts, the Titans, where they're just blowing these teams out. Like, there's going to be more games this year where they're tight going into the fourth quarter, and these decisions are going to matter more. And the division's going to be a little tighter. Like they're better division. So I think with all that into consideration and including, I think they'll have a better defense. I think that's probably one of the biggest things. I'm looking forward to see what Dan does with that. Yeah,
dude, I thought this was an interesting convo just because, like, Dan is a top 6-7 coach in the NFL. And I was like, that was why I thought of this. Just like, what is something that he can actually improve on? Because typically it's the same thing with like any players. When you're top 5, top 6 in your position, it's hard to like nitpick something that you need to get better at. The one thing that I actually thought about, and I don't know if this is something, Jeff, that even counts, because it's such a weird, I don't know, it's like a minute thing where I just am like, this is an issue I kind of have with that, Dan. The one thing that I love that he does, Jeff, is I love how after games when they lose or something happens and you're like, what's happening here? With like the Washington game, when they don't run it on third down, too many trick plays, Dan goes there after and he takes accountability and he goes, hey, that's on me. I allowed that to happen. I think something he needs to improve on this season, putting himself in those positions, letting others control the game on his sideline. I think it's an amazing thing that he's helped Ben Johnson, get to that level as a head coach, Aaron Glenn get to that level as a head coach. There comes a point, though, Jeff, where I don't really care who you're developing as head coaches. I don't care the opportunities you're giving guys on the sideline. The one thing that I care about is the Detroit Lions winning a Super Bowl. And after games, and there's been multiple times this has happened, after games when you're like, that's on me. Ben wanted to run it there. Or Ben wanted to do this. We should have ran it. AG had this scheme. We should have done this scheme. I want to see Dan Campbell step up more in those moments and say, hey, we're doing it the right way. We're doing it my way. Like, offensively, I want to see Dan Campbell stepping on the offensive side of the ball and make those decisions for the better. Like, you know what I mean? Like Sean McVay, how many times after games, and he probably has, but do you see Sean McVay stepping up there and being like, I let my OC make that decision. That's on me. I know he's the play caller, but defensively, you don't, Andy Reid, you don't ever see that out of Andy Reid. It's Andy Reid, like, hey, a defensive decision. I made that decision. I stepped up and made that decision. I just want to see Dan kind of step up a little bit more in those moments, not after the game. I don't take accountability for those guys making mistakes after the game. Step up mid-game. Step up in the week of practice. Make those decisions yourself. That I don't know if that's such a one-off thing for me, or if anyone else has noticed that. That was something that I kind of thought of. Like, hey, dude, you're the head coach. You can't be post-game being like, it's on me because I allowed this person to make that decision. That's the problem that I have. Where if you're a great head coach, you think Bill Belichick's being like, hey, I let Matt Patricia make this decision and we lost the Super Bowl because of it. No. Bill stepping up. Hey, we're running the ball.
Yeah, that is fair. Yeah, I think that is fair. Now, I think there's a healthy balance of letting coaches coach and you being the head coach and being like, all right,
yeah,
you know, Ben, let's say there is a situation, maybe Ben's not running the ball as much. You're like, hey, Ben, get back to the fucking run, man.
Yes.
Like, let's lock in.
Because I know he wants to trust his guys, but hey.
Yeah. You want him to empower his coaches, but you also want him to be like, don't be afraid, which I don't think he is, but there are times. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I don't think it's something that with Dan, that comes back to like, he's just a good guy. He just trusts his guys. You know what I mean? It's like teammates. You trust your teammates, but it's coaching staff now. But yeah, I get that. I think for Dan, it's not like he needs to improve anything, like leadership, game planning, connecting with players, his relationship with coaches.
Yep.
Speaking to the media, like he pretty much does everything at a high level.
Dude, that's why we're nitpicking stuff, because Dan, I think he's one of the best in the league. And I love the fact, like the caveat, Jeff, like I love the fact that the man takes accountability out of anyone. Like, do you know how often like leadership and bosses and coaches will step up and be like, that's just put it all on me. That's on me. Like, that doesn't happen. And Dan does it every single time. My thought process though is just like, hey Dan, can we do this during the game so these mistakes don't happen?
What do you think about this one? Booner, you're off on this. He talked about this multiple times, that he discusses with the coaches each week, different schemes for each team where he's going to make these calls. It's not last minute. I'm not talking fourth down calls or anything. That's not what I'm talking. I'm talking about, hey, running the ball in certain, hey, making adjustments as the head coach. Hey, the pass isn't working. Hey, we need to pound the ball. Like noticing in the Commanders game, Jahmyr Gibbs is going off. Hey, we need to get this guy the rock. Stuff like that. Until after the game being like, oh, realize this happened. That's on me. Yeah, that's I get what you're saying. I'm bringing up the more so the fourth down.
That's you on the fourth down. So I don't mind that stuff more so.
No, I don't. It's not that I mind it, because I understand last year why they were going for it as much as they did. I understand that. I'm referring to like it's more not fourth down stuff. It's decision making. It's the NFC Championship game. You're against the 49ers and you're aggressive all year and you're settling for field goals. Like, you know, who are you? Are you aggressive or are you not? You know, it's
That's
like
fair.
It's if it's your identity, then do it. You know, if it's not as much so and you trust your defense, then don't. You know, it's like it's the decision making. It's not just the fourth down stuff, because I understand at times that's what they believe in. It works for them. And I know they game plan and talk about how aggressive they're going to be, but stick to your guns, Dan. Don't fold. Don't fold it like you did against 49ers. Okay. Yeah. It wasn't the only reason they lost, but that was definitely something that did not go their way. Before we move on, I do want to tell you about our friends from Comer & Cross. So allow me to do that real quick. So Comer & Cross, very, very fine local company. They're doing some great things. So let me tell you about them, because they can take care of you, take care of your garages, your basements, your patios, and much more. And they have a summer installation sale going on right now where they're offering 12 months, same as cash, or $500 in savings. And I know you, yes, I'm talking to you, you're sick and tired of staring at your crack-stained garage floor. So give them a call, 248-834-2600. 3488. They transform patios, pool decks, basements, even driveways. They'll move the stuff out for you. So give them a call, 248-834-3488, or you can book your free estimate at comercross.com, comercross.com, and tell them your friends over at Crunch Time Sports sent you. All right, let's get back to the show here. So, Boone, we got more things to get to. All right.
We do have a packed show. We got a lot of stuff going on today, and I'm fired up.
So let's get into our top 5 pivotal players for the Detroit Lions to have success in 2025. Top 5 most pivotal players. Boone, you want to start at 5 or you want to start at 1? What do you want to do here?
Let's do. I have a plan. Let's each give our 5, each give our 4, 3, 2, 1 until we get to number 1. Do you want me to go first with my 5th most pivotal player? Mm-hmm. My 5th most pivotal player for the Detroit Lions this season. Give me the linebacker out of Iowa. Give me Jack Campbell. I think Jack Campbell is one of the more pivotal guys. You could have him higher if you want. I think he has to be on the list. We talked about him taking kind of a big step, especially with, you don't know what's going on with Anzo, but you do expect Jack Campbell to take a massive step this year, and that's kind of the middle piece of your defense is Jack, and I expect him to have a big year when it comes to accolades, and I know we're talking about that later, so I don't want to give away, but I do expect him to make that step. So give me Jack Campbell at number 5.
I have Jack too at number 5. I almost did something that I think would have been a little crazy, but I decided to leave Jack on there because we all think Jack's going to be much better. So therefore he'll have much more value.
Can you say what you were going to do? Will it give anything away?
I was thinking of throwing. Well, if I say it, then you'll know he's not on my list. You might have this player on your list. How about this? I was gonna have 2 players that play the same position on my list.
All right. Well, let's do honorable mentions after, and the player that you have will do that because I'm interested to see who that is that you left off.
Yeah, that one. It was either okay.
The same position.
Yeah, I almost did 2 guys. I changed it, but I almost did consider 2. There's a lot. This was a hard list to make, by the way. There's guys that I left off the list that I think are still pivotal. That if you lose them,
I think Jack's a great one, though. I do.
I do as well. Okay, so number 4. This is the one This is where I had a pickle here. So I'm going to go.
This is where I had a pickle.
I'm going to go with Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Wow.
Yeah, because Amon-Ra St. Brown, as much as we love the wide receiver core, for whatever reason, Amon-Ra St. Brown isn't playing at a high level, your offense, you need that guy to be buzzing. Okay. And I'm not talking about 1,500 yards, but I'm talking about Amon-Ra being like all pro level. And as much as I love J-Mo, I think J-Mo is a really good player. Yeah. I think Amon-Ra is like the chain mover. Like he's the guy that, first downs in these big games, his run blocking. I think he's got some of that leadership as well in that wide receiver room at this point in his career. So I think Amon-Ra, man, is super, super valuable, like in all walks of life. In level of play, even if he's not having a good game, he's still drawing a lot of attention. That's just like the level of player he is. So I went Amon-Ra. I thought about putting a different player here, but I just think for Jared Goff, man, you need Amon-Ra to be playing at a super high level. They just don't have anyone on the team like him, like that does what he does. All the dirty work, 9 catches a game. Like I'm going to go with Amon-Ra for number 4.
Wow, that's actually I'm shocked about. I see your point there. I do. You do need him to step up. He is a pivotal player for sure. Wow. And someone Cartier just put it in the chat. Laporta is like Amon-Ra. That was where I kind of went. I think there's 2 guys like Jared had mentioned. Like his kind of safety blanket is Sam Laporta one time, but he's also in another sentence has mentioned it's Amon-Ra. Like, hey, if I need to go somewhere, I know every time Amon-Ra is the guy. So I get why that's a pivotal piece. Number 4, that means you have one of my top 4 off, and I think my top 4 is like you have to have him on the list.
Yeah, I have one that
you left a big one off. Then
yeah, I did.
So number 4, I did Terrion Arnold, corner. I did Terrion. I think Terrion Arnold at the end of the day, we talk about, players that need to take a bigger step. We've had so many segments this offseason about taking big steps, doing different things like that. Hey, who's going to make or break this defense and especially the secondary? Every time we talk about that, guess who comes up? It's Terrion Arnold. So you're talking about pivotal for this football team. If Terrion Arnold plays very well and takes the step he's supposed to, that might be one of the more pivotal pieces on this team, especially when you're talking about the corner room. Like you could say DJ Reed, it's Terrion. Like we know what DJ Reed is. DJ Reed's been in the league and he's already proven himself. Like we know what you need Terrion. What
about your boy Ennis?
Ennis, yeah, but the thing is Ennis isn't like he's competing for a job. He's competing for time.
Yeah, no, I know.
Terrion right now, it's like, hey, you are the guy. You are our first round pick from a year ago. The expectation for you is to take over CB1 in the next year or two. So to me, it's like, hey, like think about this, Jeff. The reason I put him on this list, if Terrion has a big step and he's playing very well at a high level, that defense changes. It's different. Him and DJ Reed playing at a high level, and you have the two safeties back there. Not many people are going to be able to pass on that secondary. They're not. That changes the defense by a mile. So I went Terrion at number 4.
Yeah, you're talking. So this to me. So how did Pip when it says when you're thinking about top 5 pivotal players, you're talking about like players that need to.
No, I thought
if they step up, it could change like make them more significantly better, or are we talking about like importance of players?
Both. It was more so. It's both. It's, hey, if this player is playing at a high level, how well will this team react to it? Like, is this team going to be better or worse? And I think Terrion, like it's the same with Jack. If Jack takes that step and he's playing well, this defense is different. Like if Jack's playing at an all-pro level as he's supposed to this year, you have one of the best linebackers in the NFL and rooms. You see what I'm saying? It's like if Terrion steps up and you have him and DJ Reed, you have one of the best secondaries in the NFL now, top 5. If they're playing at a high level and take a step. So that was why I had Terrion.
So that makes sense. So I have a player on here that
I know who you have. I know it now.
Like what player?
I don't want to take it from you. You're going to say, I don't want to take it from you. I think you're going to say another guy in that position. I think you're going to say the guy across from Terrion Arnold.
No. What I was going to say is pivotal players, meaning like importance, and they have to perform, and it could do a lot for this team, kind of thing. Because is that no? Yeah,
no, 100%. Like, I agree, but I'm not ranking the top 5 like best players on this team.
No,
like,
I
think there are players like Amon-Ra and Sam Laporta, Brian Branch. I think Brian Branch is the second, third best player on this team, but I'm not putting him on this list because I know what he's bringing.
I agree. So
he's not going to play bad.
Yeah,
Panay Sewell not going to play bad.
This is where I went with it. Okay,
Panay isn't on this list. He's
no. I was going to say Tate Ratledge. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, no, that's why I was like,
I love that.
To say Tate Ratledge if we're not doing this. I have Tate Ratledge on here. I think
wow.
Tate Ratledge, if you have someone at center that is playing at a pretty impressive level, what that would mean to this O-line and Jared and the offense and the run game and the passing game and everything. So I think he has to be on this list. If it's that's why I was asking, make sure we clear it up here before I bring up Tate Ratledge as higher than Amon-Ra St. Brown. But
do you want to know what's crazy?
Yeah.
At number 3, I have the rookie guard / center, Tate Ratledge.
Oh!
I had the same guy. I have the same thought process. If Tate ends up coming out and being really good for you, let's say he's playing center, like that's the most important position on this offensive line, and you have a rookie and you need him to perform. You do, like, there's no, in my opinion, there's no like ifs, ands, or buts with Tate Ratledge. Pressure's on day one. That's why it was so important to make sure he was there today to kind of get this ball rolling in that room. So yeah, I legit, if you don't believe me too, I wrote it down here. I have Tate at number 3.
That's funny you say that. So yeah, I agree. I think Tate Ratledge, man, he's the difference. Like if Tate has a trash rookie year, you're in a terrible spot.
If he's bad, you're not winning a Super Bowl.
You're in a terrible.
It's as simple as that.
He could be the difference. So I'm glad we agree there.
I'm banging this coffee, by the way. It's unbelievable.
My second player is, I think, even more important. because of what he could do. It's Marcus Davenport. I know. I didn't want to put him on the list, but let me explain.
I don't like that one, but I could deal with it.
Let me explain. So pivotal, meaning if this man can stay afloat, and not only that, but play well, Boone, what it could do to that D line. I'm telling you right now, Boone.
You're not wrong, dude. I mean, at the end of the day, you're not wrong.
I'm not going to say it. It hurt my soul to put him. I mean, it hurt my soul. Like, obviously, Tate Ratledge. But the reason why I thought about it is the biggest thing we keep yelling about is finding another defensive end. And you have a guy that it seems like he checks some boxes. He's just always hurt. So I'm not saying he can't play. It's just staying healthy. But if you get a healthy Davenport, and I know it's a big if, you're in a pretty good spot. You're actually not in a pretty good spot. You're in an amazing spot. So I put Davenport at number 2, Boone. He's high. He's high on the list, but I had to.
Okay. You know what? The reason I'm like a little taken aback by this is because who I have at number 2. I don't have Marcus Davenport. That would have been funny if I did. Our list is kind of similar because I think position-wise, where me and you are pretty locked in. There was a player last year when he was healthy that when he was playing at a high level, no matter what else was on this defense, however anyone else was playing, this defense was one of the best defenses in the NFL because of him. I have Aiden Hutchinson at number 2. Most pivotal pieces of this Detroit Lions team and players next year. If he's healthy, Jeff, after coming off that injury.
You just think he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
If he's healthy, he'll figure it out.
But at the end of the day, you saw the first 5 weeks last year. The defense was elite. And guess why? You had your secondary with some safeties. Quarterbacks couldn't do anything with Aiden Hutchinson. And if he stays healthy for 17 games.
Doesn't that fall into the Penei Sewell category, though?
No, because he's coming off a major injury. And there is a question mark around the National Football League. Is Aiden Hutchinson going to do what he did through the first 5 weeks? Now, I would say this, Jeff. If Aiden Hutchinson was healthy last year, had 17 to 20 sacks, Defensive Player of the Year, he wouldn't have been on my list. He wouldn't have. But if Aiden Hutchinson, the reason he's on my list now is if he comes out and plays what he did last year through the first 5 weeks, through 17 weeks, this defense, it doesn't matter what Marcus Davenport's doing. Throw AQM out there.
Oh, no, we'll notice.
No. Who did they have last year across from him? Can you remember? Do you remember the first 5 weeks?
No,
Who did they have the first 5 weeks with him? You can't name it. You don't know.
No, they had Marcus Davenport to start.
And then who?
They had Josh Pascal at times as well.
So it doesn't matter. That defense was good.
Boone.
That was statistically, when Hutch went down, dude, that was like a top 10 defense statistically.
But you're telling me by the end of the year, we wouldn't have been like, Hutch can't get pressure. What the hell is Josh Pascal doing?
No, you would have. But I think this year, you now know, like, hey, we need to find it from, say, Za'Darius Signs. If Hutch is playing at a high level, I think that leg, that's the biggest question. I think he's going to do it. I said the man's getting 20 plus sacks this year. But
20 plus is crazy.
It's pivotal.
It's crazy.
I think we both, I'm going to just be honest, I think we both should have the same at number 1. And if you don't, all the conversations we've ever had about football, about the Lions.
Yeah, it's Tim Patrick.
There was actually a moment I thought you were serious.
No, if Timmy P goes out there and balls out, no.
You're winning a Super Bowl.
Jared Goff. Yeah, it's got to be. I mean, it's Jared Goff.
So you had?
Yeah.
I had Jared Goff as well.
Quit with the theater. This guy.
No. I had JG.
That's what we had. New OC. Yeah, new OC coming off the game he played against the Commanders, like pivotal, meaning this guy needs to absolutely. And I shouldn't say that. He just needs to have a good year. Just have a good year, man. Don't regress. I guess he would technically regress because he had MVP year last year, but don't fall off a cliff. Yeah, that's really all Jared has to do. And if he does that, then you're in a pretty good spot. So that's why Jared Goff, yeah, is number 1 player on the list.
I think if Jared Goff plays at if he does what he did last year, Jeff, alone, they're going to have a chance to go win a Super Bowl. They will. The craziest thing too about Jared Goff is just like what really hits me with him watching quarterback the last couple days in last week. Like this guy is just being like, I'm waking up in the middle of the night having nightmares about the Washington Commanders game. Tell me you're committed to your craft without, like, dude, that is unbelievable. You can't tell me you like wouldn't go to war with Jared Goff. And then watching
he's competitive, man. He's a competitive. He's
really competitive. His mic'd up and in-game stuff, just how he approaches the game. Like, dude, like St. Brown's in the huddle, like talking about touchdown dances, and Goff is just in the huddle, like, I'm not paying attention. Like, I don't care. I just want to score. Like, this guy is different, man. He is different, and there's a reason that people talk about him in the top 8 at his position, at probably the hardest position in all of sports is a quarterback. Like that's a tough position to play. But if Jared Goff isn't playing well, you saw it in the Washington game, you saw it in the Texans game, you saw it a couple years ago in that Ravens game. Man, that quarterback needs to be playing at a high level if you want to win games.
If you're gonna to win a Super Bowl.
To win a Super Bowl, yes, 100%.
Yeah, fuck screw the games, man.
It all comes down to him.
He needs to play at a very high level. Head coach, quarterback, defense. That's what you need to win a Super Bowl.
I watched a show today. I watch a show. I won't say the show. I guess I could. I watch. Yeah. There's a show I watch every day around my lunchtime, Jeff. And there was a guy on there today. And if some people watch it, they're going to know who I'm talking about.
What are you watching, Love Island over there?
No, have you ever heard of the Yak on Barstool? I've told you about it.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
So there's a guy on there. His name's KB. Spencer knows who he is. I've actually talked to Spenny. Shout out Spenny. Me and Spenny text about him all the time. He's one of the funniest humans in the world. Hilarious. He brought up something today, and he's a guy that's really not sports guy. He does like comedy podcasts there. And he was like, I'm obsessed with watching the show Quarterback with Joe Burrow and Jared Goff and those guys. He was like, NFL quarterbacks might be, he said, NFL quarterbacks are the closest thing on this earth that you will get to Zeus. Like the things that they have to deal with and go through with the amount of pressure every single day that is on them for fan bases. And I was like, yeah, he was like, take the top athlete in the world and they're farther away from NFL quarterbacks than NFL quarterbacks are from Zeus. And I was like, dude, watching quarterback, he's not wrong. Like it's a tough job to have, dude.
Yeah, it is. Like I mentioned earlier, those guys they're faces of franchises, man. They're like the CEOs.
Yes.
You know, it's just how it is, man. They're like the CEO of the football team. They're supposed to check in on everyone's family and say hi to everyone and talk to the media. And you can't ever have a bad day in public. You know, you get paid for it. So, hey, too bad. But
yeah,
it is. They have a lot of
Burrow
pressure,
stuff with his house getting broken into and all of that. Like, he was like distraught about it. It was like he was just like, I gotta move. They shared to the public where I live. I have people showing up to my house, fans, news, and like he like was talking to just like a equipment guy at practice, and he was just like, "This is unbelievable." Like he was, I love being a quarterback, but this is I want to be a normal person. It's like you just can't be.
You can't.
You can't.
You just can't. You can't.
Your life is in a microscope, man. It's crazy.
Like,
I thought that was funny though. The comment, he was like, "NFL quarterbacks are the closest thing to Zeus."
Zeus. I mean, out of all the things you could have compared, Zeus.
So I'd say KB. If anyone knows KB at Barstool, man, he is something else, man. He's funny.
Hey, we're gonna do a new segment which I'm excited about. It's called True or False, Detroit Lions edition, and it's kind of like this or that version, but it's more of it's true or false, simply put. And I'm going to give you guys scenarios. You tell me true or false. Okay. This started actually by our Marcus Davenport 5-sack post, which we've been doing more true or falses posted on our Twitter, which you should be following, by the way. Ads are above us. So please go give that a follow. But I got the scenarios, Boone. You ready to hear them? I'll tell them. You tell me true or false.
I am. I'm ready to go.
Okay. Yeah, this is going to be fun. All right, let me get the music. All right, we're good. Do I sound all right? Am I good?
Dude, you sound unbelievable.
All right, let's go. First scenario, true or false? Detroit Lions wide receiver Jamison Williams will eclipse 1,200 receiving yards. True or false?
You're putting me in a tough spot here.
1,200 yards for J-Mo. True or false?
We did last week when you had your off day on Friday. We did our weapons, me and Caleb. How many yards each of them would get?
Mm-hmm.
I had Jamison Williams. I had him getting 1,300 yards.
Oh, total.
With 100 rushing yards. So I have him right at 1,200 yards. So I will say true. Jamison Williams will have about 1,200 yards this season. I think he has a big year. He had just over 1,000, like 1,001 this last season. And you would think that there is more production and more opportunities for him in 2025. Missed 2 games because of what was it? I think he got suspended. So he only played 15 games. If he stays healthy and plays 17 games, if he did last year, he's probably already eclipsing. He's probably around 1,150 last year.
It's 1,200 receiving yards. I don't know. Someone just asked.
Yeah, it's receiving. It is receiving. So I would say true. I think last year if he played 17 games, he would have been just under it. So I think if he plays 17 this year, I think the production goes up a little bit more. I would say 1,200. And I don't think it's crazy. I actually, Jeff, and I didn't tell you this, I told Caleb this. I went and looked at wide receiver duos throughout the NFL that have had like big seasons. There is actually a lot of receiving duos throughout the NFL history that have combined for over like 3,000 yards. To where you had a guy getting 1,700 and another guy getting 1,300. I thought it was going to be like a one-off to where it was like, hey, maybe the Lions are going to break a record with these two guys. It happens all the time. It's not an uncommon thing.
Did those teams have how many of those teams had what the Lions have though?
Doesn't matter.
Yard tight end.
Well, Sam Laporta will not have 1,000 yards.
I'm saying capable of getting 1,000 yards.
Yeah. But he won't though, so that doesn't count as he's capable of it. Yeah, is he going to do it? No.
Yard tight end. Did any of those teams
850? Have yeah, probably. They probably did. There were some teams.
What about 2 running backs that'll get probably 2,000, 2,500?
I'm sure they had running backs that had 1,500 yards on one of those teams.
See how much like
I see what you're saying, but either way though, it's like the problem I have with it. It's like we say this, but J-Mo would have been right close to 1,200 last year, and because he missed 2 games. So it's if he played in every game, this would have happened. That's why when people try and bring that scenario to me, like last year when we got clowned for saying he was going to have 1,000, some people were trying to clown us.
Yeah,
it was they're like it's impossible. You can't have these players. All these. What happened?
But you.
Where are those people after the season?
But you have to take into consideration, players will miss games. Like,
for sure. I think J-Mo. I don't think J-Mo gets suspended this year. How about that?
17 games.
He would have played in 17 games back-to-back years if he didn't get suspended.
I'm just saying.
The only reason he missed game the last 2 seasons, he might have missed 1 for an injury. He's only missed games the last 2 seasons is from suspensions.
But he gets time off.
He's been healthy. I don't care. He's been healthy. Do you think he's just sitting at home? Not like no. He's working out.
No, he's working out, but it's like he gets like bye weeks.
He's healthy. He's healthy.
Saying, okay, well, I'll say false because he's not going to play in 17 games. Guys, it's going to happen. He'll probably miss a game or 2, and I think he'll get. I have him at 1,100 yards, so I have him just short. So I don't want to just be like true. Add another 100. I'm going to stick with my gun. I think it's 1,100.
Fair.
So I'll say false by a little bit. All right, he'll miss the cut. Next situation, I got for you. True or false? Captain Jack Campbell will make the Pro Bowl this season. True or false? Make the Pro Bowl this season.
I think that's
not Pro Bowl level. Make the Pro Bowl.
No, I think that's the easiest true in the world. You wrote that. Did you write that yourself?
I did. No, ChatGPT wrote it.
Shame on you. You should have put all pro. You should have put all pro. Shame on you. Pro. He'll be an all pro linebacker in 2025. Shame on you. Come on, bro. What are we doing here?
You still would have said true to all pro, wouldn't you?
Yeah. One of my big predictions this year has been Jack Campbell will be an all pro linebacker in 2025.
I think he makes the Pro Bowl. Could be as an alternate, but he'll get in there. I actually have faith that Jack did do that. So I'll say true on that as well. All pro. If he's all pro, I'll give you all. I'll be like, you got like Fred Warner in your building. All right, you got one of the best linebackers in the entire league. But,
You're the one that always is like, that's a first round pick. He better live up to it. So then when I say all pro, you're like, there's no way.
I'm not saying it's a bad take. I'm just saying like that's great. Like,
First round linebackers, you're expecting all pro, correct?
Yes.
So this is the year for him. And you heard, and we actually didn't play it today, but you heard what did Brian Branch say in an interview this week?
Most underrated player on the team.
Who was it?
Jack Campbell.
Exactly. Case closed.
Shout out, Brian. All right. We both said true to that, so we agree there. True or false? Alex Anzalone will sign an extension with the Detroit Lions. True or false?
Did you see that he had a cryptic tweet again today?
He did. I dropped another. Yeah, I did see that. Dropped another one.
He did it again. This guy. Alex Anzalone strikes again.
Yeah, he's back.
They by the way, I just want it on record. Players report tomorrow. Will we see a picture on the Lions media page of Alex? You know how they do it, like players report walking into the building?
Are you going to see Enzo?
I'm going to say, dude, this is the toughest one. Yes, Alex Anzalone would be extended. It will be a 2-year extension. That's it. I don't see a world. This is where I run into a problem, Jeff, is Alex Anzalone is a very good player, and I think he needs to be on your roster. 4-year deal, 3-year deal. He's already on 1 year. I think if you have him for the next 2 or 3 years, that's very, very good value, and he's probably going to be really well. The problem I run into when I want to say no and say false, Brad hasn't found a backup plan for Alex Anzalone. Or let's say Jack Campbell's the backup plan. There's not a backup plan for Jack Campbell. You know, you don't have another player in that locker room that could play out. If you lose Anzo, replace that level of play.
Well, this is what I think Brad's going to do. I've been thinking about this lately. This is how I feel about it. All right. Because I've been signing an extension. I'm going to go false. This one, you know what I think Brad's thinking? We're going to let this ride out. He's going to play his final year. And then we're going to draft a linebacker next year, and he'll start alongside Jack next year.
But do you think Jack was a first-round pick? Did you think Jack was ready to go to be an instant starter year one? He was playing the Sam. Like, he wasn't in there, like, right away. They didn't even put him.
Or they'll sign a cheaper linebacker.
That's my only, like, hey, you go get a Robert Spillane from this year. Obviously, it can't be him because he signed somewhere. But, yeah, I don't know. Short put it in there. Rodrigo could go to Will. Like, I guess Rodrigo could be, he's been training, but then you got to pay Rodrigo. So it turns into obviously Rodrigo would be cheaper, but do you feel Rodrigo can step up and play as well as Anzalone can? That's the question.
No, he can't.
So
I like Rodrigo, but no, he can't. All right, I say false. You say true on that. Anzalone signs an extension with the Lions. Next scenario. Jared Goff will have another MVP type level season. True or false?
You know
Not
where I
MVP
stand.
Would have that type.
No, top six. Top six is essentially finalist. I believe it's the top six is a finalist. Yes, true. And I think you'll have a better chance of winning it this year because of the teams that they're going to play. With the schedule, I think they still go out there. I said my projection, 13 wins. I think if they have 13 wins, Jared Goff's around that 4,500 again, 35 plus touchdowns, and if he somehow sticks it under 10 interceptions, I think he's back in that conversation again. And you're sitting there with 13 wins. Look at committee. Look at the schedule. Look who they played. Look at the numbers he had. He's not going to win MVP, so I'm not going to.
No, MVP type.
Will he be a finalist? Will he be a finalist again? Top six in the voting? Yes, he will be.
I'm going to say false.
This guy says false for everything. He thinks his Lions team's about to
No.
regress.
I think Jared has a good year. I don't think he has an MVP type of year. And I don't think they need that this year with a better defense. So if he goes out and throws 30 passing touchdowns, 10 picks, 4,400, 4,500 yards, that's not MVP. He won't be top 6, but he'll have and in there like 12-5. He won't be top 6, but he'll have a good year. It's a good year. I just don't think MVP type of year. I think they put up numbers on some bad teams last year. And I think with the schedule, you're not going to put up 40 TDs. You're just not. I don't think so. First year in a new OC. That's how I feel about it. But yeah, false on that one. Next situation. Marcus Davenport will have 5+ sacks. We're going.
This is
here.
the one we did on Twitter. And people, is this the last one?
No, I got one more in the chamber.
I was going to say, we could pull up some of the comments from that tweet because it was.
Were they cooking them? I'll pull it up right now.
Oh, some people were like, this shouldn't even be 5 sacks. It should be, will Marcus Davenport play in 5+ games? That was.
Damn.
I mean, no, that comment came up a lot. There was a lot of that comment. You could pull it up if you want. We can read some of the tweets.
I have it right here. Will Marcus Davenport have 5+ sacks? Shout out Derek. He said the better question is, will he play in 5+ games? Clemmy says, true. I think he's gonna have a monster year. Hey, okay, I like
Shout
that.
out Clemmy too, by the way. Clemmy's unbelievable.
Caleb, over under should be
Great
5
follow
games.
on Twitter.
Full season, no injuries. They don't even care. False, he had 3 sacks the past 3 seasons. There's no reason to expect him to have 5 or more sacks to play in 5 or more games. It's always the games, man. I wouldn't.
Everyone's just going at the games.
Yeah, MI2TX says I wouldn't take the over on games played. Forget the sack numbers. Are we sure he's even going to have 5+ snaps?
Snaps. That's diabolical. Come on, man. Every single comment is literally. Someone underneath said, "Do you think he's going to have 5?" He's probably. I'll take the over on 5+ injuries. That's.
Hey, I got
put some respect. On
no
his
room for
name.
injuries, huh? Come on. Jeez.
I'll say true. I think it goes 5. He stays healthy. We've seen him go out there. He had 3 last year, right? Was it 3?
Was it?
Let me check. I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
2?
He had a half a sack last year. Diabolical, man. I'm going to say false. I'm going to go false. He hasn't had more. He's had 5 or more sacks. He's played 7 seasons in the NFL. He's had 5 more sacks 2 out of the 7 seasons. And he hasn't had 5+ since 2021. I don't understand. And you know what? I'll be the one to say it. I don't understand why Brad Holmes is trusting this guy.
No, you don't have to be the one.
This is insane.
Everyone's been saying it.
This is one of the worst decisions. I don't care if I'm wrong. You can clip me if this year he goes and has 8 sacks. This is one of the worst decisions that Brad Holmes has ever made in his career. Being like, yeah, we're going to rely on a guy that hasn't had 5+ sacks in 4 years. That's supposed to be your number 2 edge rusher. Okay, you're fooling me. Do you want to win a Super Bowl? I would like to.
Yeah.
That's your number 2 edge rusher.
Yeah.
Hasn't had 5. He's had 5+ sacks 2 out of his 7 years of his career, and he hasn't done it since 2021. What a get.
Yeah, it's crazy. Even though we talk about Davenport so much that sometimes you just think of another thing about Davenport. It pops into your brain. Like it's July 18th, and that just clicked in your brain. It's like this is where we're at. I'll say false as well. I just don't. It's hard, man. It's. I want to have faith. I hope he proves me wrong, but based on 2 of 7. The odds aren't against him, or the odds are against him. So, sorry, Davenport. I got to say false on that one. You will not get 5 sacks. He won't. All right. Last scenario I have, and I like this one because it includes a player that you've spoken about today. He's a player we've spoken about before. Here's the situation. True or false?
All right.
Terrion Arnold will record at least 2 interceptions this season.
You know what, Jeff Iafrate? That is true. You guys, and listen, you guys just kept pushing it too much last year. Just kept pushing it. You guys needed to take a step back and say, hey, Booner, who was the interception king last year? Do you remember?
It was you.
Hey, this guy's going to do it. Watch for this guy. Watch for this guy. Carlton this week. What it caught 2 versus the Houston Texans. He will have 2 this season. Lock it in, guarantee it. I hope there's a prop out there. Terrion will get his 2 this year. He will. 0 last year, steps up this year, gets 2 interceptions.
I'm going to say true, too. I think he gets at least 2. I could see 2-3 picks from Terrion Arnold. And I think the picks, because they're going to throw at him, and I think he capitalizes. That's the last thing he has to show, man. And I don't know if Kirby will have another 9 picks. If he does, that'd be incredible. But I think the picks will be spread around a little bit. Kirby will have his 4 or 5 picks, but I think Terrion Arnold will sprinkle in 2 interceptions at least. So I am with you there. And that is the last scenario there for true or false. Thanks for playing, Boone.
Yeah, honestly, that was actually fun. I enjoyed that one. That one was a fun one. That was a fun one.
Yeah, we also put out we could do, I guess we could do the one we just posted today, which I thought was a good one. The defense. We posted something on our social media, true or false. The Detroit Lions top.
Do you want to save that one? Or what do you think?
Yeah, we can talk about that at different
because I think that's like a full topic. That's an interesting one.
That's a good one. That's a good one. We'll talk about that another day. All right, let's move on here. So we have more to get to before we get to our Mount Rushmore. By the way, Caleb, he will not be joining, but we have a video from Caleb explaining his Mount Rushmore. We're doing the Mount Rushmore of sandwiches. So we're doing some special things here. And
the chat will be team 3 again. So the chat, if you're all in there, I see a lot of people who were involved last week. If people are listening to the show and don't know what we're talking about, we do every Friday a new Mount Rushmore. It is a snake draft style, team 1, team 2, team 3, and you get 4 picks. And obviously, if something comes off the board, you can't pick it. The chat, you guys will be team 3, and start thinking about your top sandwiches now in the chat.
Creative. Get creative.
With creative, it has to be a sandwich, like an actual sandwich. Like,
but it doesn't have to be like meat sandwich. Like it could be as long as it's a sandwich. Like
it's got to be a sandwich we all know.
Yes. Yeah.
We can veto if it's not. Jeff, if you pull out something just out of right field.
No, I'm gonna get creative. There'll all be sandwiches, but it's gonna be funny. That's the point. I don't want to be like turkey, tuna. Like that's boring as fuck.
Well, no, I mean, I think people know when you look up the top sandwiches in the world, there are specific sandwiches that come up.
So we have to name the most popular sandwiches.
Well, I mean, it's going to get voted on. So if you want to win, don't do like your personal one. Like you got to do ones where people will be like I know you're going to be like this sandwich from this random deli from here. Like,
oh yeah,
do something that everyone has had because when it gets voted on, you want to win.
Yes.
All right. Just throwing it out there.
Okay, it's my
list. But it's your list. But if you get in last place, you have a punishment.
We'll see.
You have to eat 3 sandwiches in under 30 minutes.
That's a long time. What? 3 sandwiches in under 30
Could you do that? That's a lot of sandwiches. Think about how much bread that is, dude.
3 sandwiches.
3 Subway footlongs in under 3 minutes.
Oh,
30 minutes.
Now you didn't say
That's
that.
a sandwich. What are you going to do? A half a sandwich?
No, you said sandwich.
Yeah, it's Subway sandwich.
It could have been a turkey and cheese for all I know. I mean, a little you get maybe like a tuna sandwich.
All right. Loser of this? Actually, no, because the chat votes and they'll just do like me or you. The chat doesn't.
No, the chat will vote you.
Who's going to lose if the chat loses? If they have the worst team or picks, who in the chat is going to eat the 3 sandwiches? They have to pick someone in the chat. That's kind of funny.
Caleb will eat it for them.
Look at they're already talking in there. Shift God, BLT. They're talking already.
Don't give away because then they're going to start saying shit I was going to say. So don't say that.
Well, no, the problem is going to happen, and me and Caleb dealt with this last year. We have to keep the chat open because we have to pick for them. They're going to throw ones out that we're going to see. That's just how it's going to have to be. So
all right, before we
it's a tough one.
We'll get to that at 9:30. That'll be fun. I got a question for you. All right, chat can answer this too. Talking about the season, what's the biggest overreaction heading into the season? that you think the national media or just Lions fans have that is probably not as big of a deal as it is? What do you think the biggest overreaction for the Lions this season is? Heading into this biggest storyline overreaction, because I think for me I think there are overreactions, and then there's things to be. I think there's things that are fair to be skeptical of. Like, I'll give you my example.
What's yours? Because I have one that I think people are going to disagree with.
Well, no, you go first then.
I think the biggest one for me that I think is overreactions, because national media is running with it. Fans are running with it. Jeff, you've ran with it. And I think it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, hey, that's just the easy thing to say. But when you actually do your research and actually like dig deep into it, like Klotz has done it, or Klotz has overreacted to it, like way too much, in my opinion, like head over heels with it. I think it's the coordinators. I think it's a big deal, but like people are like, hey, coordinators is the biggest question on this team, offensively deep. Like, I get it. And I think the reason why people are overreacting to it is because of that Eagles situation, Jeff, 2 years ago when they hired new coordinators and they were just on a Super Bowl run, and then they come in and they end up losing in the first round. Like, I think people look at that and it's kind of like a recent situation that's happened.
And the Falcons with Dan Quinn.
But then I think it's like, okay, well, like, why aren't people talking about situations around the NFL where coordinators were hired and they were worked out very well? And I think that happens more often than not. Like, we look at the Bucs back-to-back OCs they hire, great hires. We look at how many OCs in Los Angeles they hire, great hires. So, like, I get the skepticism. Like, that's where I think you, like what you said at the beginning, like, hey, it's not like what's wrong, but it's overreaction. I think people are using that as like the easy way of being like it's like the easy storyline in the offseason, being like, it's the coordinator. Yeah, like, it's a question for sure. Is it the biggest thing really? Like, how different is Kelvin Shepard going to be from AG? He's been in that room for 6 years now, 5 years. And like, they literally said for the last 4 or 5 years, they have been training him to take over for AG. So, like, really, how big of a difference is that going to be? Everyone's back healthy. You've added more pieces, and you have a guy. Maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it's like you're going to run a similar scheme with some changes to it with a guy who's been in that room. So it's like, why aren't we looking at some of the positives, right? It's just always negative with the coordinators. Offensively, it's, hey, John Morton, like, he was terrible with the Jets. This offense is going to take a massive step back. Like, no, it's not. What, they're going to still be top 6 in the NFL? That's where I think the overreaction comes, to where people are like using like Klotz. I love Klotz. Shout out Klotz if you're listening. But like using the coordinators as a thing where there's zero chance they win the Super Bowl because of coordinators. That's wrong. What are we doing? Like, that's the biggest overreaction of all time to some coaching changes. The biggest. You have the best weapons in the NFL. You can argue they're number one in the NFL with weapons. They're going to make plays and they're going to be fine. Is it going to be a little step back? Yes. Does that mean you can't win a Super Bowl? No. What are we doing here? To me, like, the biggest storyline, like we've talked about, is offensive line. So I don't think it's coordinators. I think that's an overreaction.
So I think I disagree with the coordinators, but that's fine. I see what you're saying, though. I think it's the biggest storyline, but if you want to say it's an overreaction because you're, in your opinion, they don't. I get that. I'm not going to push back on that too much. I think for me, I think a big overreaction that I've seen is Jared Goff's going to fall off a cliff. I think that's probably the biggest one that I don't understand, because I think two things can be true. One, offensive coordinators can help quarterbacks, right? They can help them or hurt them, but help them, hurt them. For example, you want to bring up the Eagles. Jalen Hurts that year did not play well, but help them. Matt Ryan with Cal Shanahan. He had an MVP season. So Ben Johnson with Jared Goff. He had an MVP type of year last year. Do I think Jared Goff just forgets how to play football? No. Do I think his numbers regress? Yes, because I think this new with the new OC, it will be different. But I think when people refer to Goff as like a coordinator merchant, that's where it gets a little. I don't think it's like the guy without Ben Johnson is going to be basically, Davis freaking Mills or, some mediocre quarterback, maybe a 40-year-old Joe Flacco. Like, no, I think he'll be fine. He's not going to fall off a cliff. He's had a bunch of different OCs and offensive minds around him, and he's done pretty well. Yeah. Every good quarterback needs a good offensive mind. Like, look at what Joe Brady did for Josh Allen. And Josh Allen's incredible, but you have a good OC, it helps you. So
elevates is such a good word for that.
Yeah, it elevates him, which I think Ben elevated Jared, but I don't think Jared's just a bum quarterback that needed Ben. Like, I think it helps, but yeah, I think an overreaction for me has been this Jared Goff stuff. Is like this guy's just gonna all of a sudden fall off a cliff. Like, that's the biggest one to me. The biggest like overreaction. It's like, all right, guys, the guy's still gonna put up 30 TDs this year, play pretty well, and no one's gonna really care unless he throws 5 picks again in a playoff game with Ben Johnson. So. Not that, he could do it. It doesn't matter who's the offensive coordinator. So I'll say that. That's the biggest overreaction. It's definitely Jared Goff.
You know who actually brought that kind of similar up when we had Jeremy on this week? And he had said, and I actually haven't heard this from anyone before, but he had brought up that maybe, and maybe I don't agree fully with it, but he said, hey, maybe Jared Goff helps coordinators out. Like he actually like helps elevate coordinators as they elevate him as well.
Every good quarterback will do that.
Yeah. And he was like, he's like, I don't want to take any away from Ben Johnson, but why aren't people on the opposite side being like, hey, Ben Johnson got help from Jared Goff? Like, would Ben Johnson have the job that he has if it wasn't for Jared Goff? No, he wouldn't. Like, and obviously it's like, yeah, there are other quarterbacks, but like if Ben Johnson had, I don't know, like
Hendon Hooker all year.
Yeah, it would have been completely different. Or I'm just trying to think of like an average quarterback around the NFL. If he would have had a player like that, it just he wouldn't have been there. There's only probably a handful of quarterbacks in the NFL that help elevate their OCs, and I don't think you have to be mobile like Patrick Mahomes.
You know what it is? It's like Matthew Stafford with Sean McVay.
Yeah,
Matthew elevated Sean, dude.
And Jared too. Like I know people are like, well, Jared was with Sean. Jared quarterback, like what he is today, night and day difference in my opinion personally than what he was in the Rams. Like he is in year 10. He is a veteran quarterback, and he sits in the pocket. And you hear NFL executives talk about like people are very underrate what Jared Goff does and how good of a playmaker he is with his arm. And I bet you if you asked every NFL coach and executive around the NFL, they would say the same thing. Like, hey, national media underrates Jared Goff and what he does because he's not mobile. And if he was mobile, that would change everything. But this guy's arm and the throws he can make, it's night and day difference, man. And than most quarterbacks in the NFL. There's a reason he's top 7, right? Like, or he was 8th on that list. There is a reason.
Yes, there is. And it's the same thing with like Mahomes and Andy Reid, for example. Like,
yes. And he didn't have a Super Bowl before Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, it's like, dude, of course Mahomes. Not that Jared's Mahomes, but the point is quarterbacks elevate offensive guys too. You know, it's both ways.
I like that one, actually. That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
So I can get with that. I think that's
both of ours are great.
What'd you say?
I just think both of ours are great. You know what it is, to be honest, Jeff? This offseason right now is like one of the tougher off seasons for Lions fans because of losing in the playoff game. So it feels like every move that's made and every like great player like Jared Goff, the 5 turnovers in the game, it's going to be like exemplified by a million, you know? Oh, new coordinators. Sky's falling. We're done. There's no way new coordinators can win a Super Bowl. False. It's happened. Oh, Jared Goff, turnovers. He's done. He can't do it. False. He's a great quarterback.
Yeah, this is keep proving them wrong, dude. You know, just keep proving them wrong. I will say another thing that I think is I'll just bring this up as like an honorable mention. Can we just quit with the Hutch stuff? Like, can we just quit with like, Hutch just like forgetting how to play football? You know what I'm saying? Another thing that's probably a little overrated.
Crazy. And
I think that's more national than local. I think people probably nationally are like, well, he broke his leg. I think more people locally, there are people that are skeptical, but let's just move on from that one, can we? And I'm not referring. Yesterday we brought up the negotiation, how like that has to kind of play a part. But in all seriousness, like if we're projecting, he'll be fine. Can we just quit that? You know,
yeah, I'm
broke
with you
his
on
leg,
that.
so he's just gonna stink now. Will he has to? Does he have to get a little comfortable? Yeah, I'll give you that. But he's still gonna be Aiden Hutchinson.
No, I'm completely with you on that one. That's that one. You know how I feel about that.
Yeah, he's gonna.
People think that Hutch is going to have like 6 sacks this year, 7 sacks.
Yeah, people think he'll have him and Marcus Davenport will be competing. So
they see videos of him like working out, and they're like, "Look at that limp." It's like, what are you talking? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I mean, even Shift God. Let's see. Shift God says not to take anything away from PS2, but Hutch would have easily won that award
for sure.
Yeah, I give you that one.
He could have had like it was like one of those things. You remember when like 2 years ago, Myles Garrett, he was so good the first half of the season, and he kind of dropped off and was a little bit more just normal, like average in the second half. But he was just so good the first half to where it was hard for anyone to kind of come back and compete for a defensive player of the year 2 years ago. TJ Watt was like the closest one. I think that's what it would have been for Hutch, to where he would have had like through 5 games, he was already unbelievable. Through 10, like if he did that the next 3 or 4 weeks, I think he would have just been he would have been like minus 5,000 in the sports books. He could have like 2 or 3 sacks the final like 8 games and probably still win defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
That was how he was playing the first half.
Yeah, he was on track to put up some numbers. So I'm with you there. This one, Booner, Jeff, both one day catch up to reality. Oh, here we go. Catch up to reality and stats and understand that mobility is the same as pocket collapse or also panic. It's not asset that makes anyone better at quarterback than Goff.
Huh?
I actually don't understand this comment. I don't even know where we were talking about mobility and pocket collapsing and panic. I don't even know what. I don't know. Have a good one. I don't know what that means. T says, nah, give him 3 solid games and we'll see him back at it. 3 games is probably going to be all he needs, to be honest with you. I did see a comment in here by Ben Blue. He did say that the offensive line he thinks is a little bit of an overreaction because he thinks that, oh, here we go, Ben Blue, biggest overreaction, the offensive line will fall off a cliff. This coaching staff knows what they're doing with O-linemen. We'll see a good product get better throughout the season.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's just hard to say that with the O-line. I don't think it's an overreaction because you're essentially going to throw 2 rookies out there on that O-line. And Ben Blue, I'll give you the Uno reverse card. You saying that it's an overreaction, Ben Blue, you're not. What's the word I'm looking for here, Jeff?
What?
You're not giving Frank Ragnow enough respect. What you're doing right now, Ben Blue, is you're acting like Frank Ragnow wasn't as good as he was. Because the fact that Frank Ragnow is gone, instantly question mark. He was the second best center in the NFL. You could argue the best. So you're discounting what Frank Ragnow really was if you're going to say it's an overreaction that the offensive line's – they're not going to fall off a cliff. People are saying, hey, like I saw I think it was I don't know, someone ranked the Detroit Lions or offensive line top 10 still. So it's like to me, it's like, yeah, that's fair. We did it on this show. We had them like 8 or 9.
He said, bro, what? I literally said he was one of the most underrated players in football.
But you can't have both then. If you think Frank's the most underrated and you think he is as good as he is, then why would you say it's an overreaction that this offensive line gets worse? That's a fact. He's one of the best players at his position. You lost him. There's
Maybe
no overreaction.
How worse?
Yeah, well, he's saying people fall off the cliff. I haven't seen anyone say this O-line falls off the cliff. Falling off the cliff is saying like they're like bottom 15 in the league. They're not gonna like. I've seen rankings of people still having them at 6, 5.
Yeah, I'll say top 10.
But yeah, I mean, it's a question mark. I mean, you potentially have a rookie at center, and you have Graham Glasgow, who had the worst year of his career, that's starting at guard. You have Christian Mahogany, who started 1 game in his career starting at guard. You have Taylor Decker, who can't stay healthy, and now he's injured again at left tackle. Not even right left tackle. The only good part about your offensive line right now is Penei Sewell. And the fact that we're even giving him top 10, you should be like, maybe that's an underreaction. What are we talking about overreact? That's an underreaction. Like, we're like, giving him, that's crazy.
All right, let's,
Ben Blue steps up to bat. He swings and he misses. Tough.
He did say, not saying the lines will be better without him, bro. I'm saying they'll still be good. So he thinks it's overreaction. He thinks they'll be good. They won't be at that level, but still top 10. That's why he thinks it's an overreaction.
Okay, fair enough.
But let's hey, dude, should I play Caleb's video first?
No, because Caleb's video has his picks in it. So we after I said
okay.
I said send us your top 10
Okay.
sandwiches. So after when our draft's done, we can see where our sandwiches rank among Caleb's. We should do not play it now. No.
No, I'll save it. That's Caleb talking about sandwiches. That's box office TV, man.
Yeah,
Caleb's
we'll play that after.
he is the sandwich man. So shout out to Caleb here. All right, let's pull up your wheel.
I'm gonna pull the wheel up. The wheel is essentially, if it lands on you, you get to pick whether you go first, second, or third. So let's just spin this thing real quick. That's me.
Shit.
Give
Woo!
me
What the hell was that in the background?
give
Oh,
me the
God.
first overall pick. I would like the first overall pick
Okay.
because this is strategy because I know one of Jeff's favorite sandwiches and I'm just gonna take it off the board right away. It's gone because I think me and you have the same favorite sandwich.
Oh.
I think me and you have the same favorite. All right, chat. What pick? Do you want second or third pick? Second or third pick?
Third. It's a snake draft, so third gets back to back in the first selection.
Second or third, chat. Put it in the chat. Whatever one we see the most.
Oh yeah, this is I see third right away. So that means I get second. Okay, so the chat gets the third pick and the
You get second.
yeah. All right. Here we go.
Booner, Jeff, chat. I think I could be wrong. I think they had the third pick last time and they kind of dominated it too.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
I'm nervous. Do you know what pick I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do, Jeff?
I don't know. So we have four total picks, 4 total selections. Snake draft, any sandwich. And then the people will eventually vote on what sandwich list or Mount Rushmore of sandwiches they like. Let's do it.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
With the first overall pick.
You have to take the. I mean, I know what you're going to do. You have to.
Well, it's my favorite. Me and you have the same favorite sandwich. With the first overall pick in this year's Mount Rushmore sandwiches draft, I will be taking an Italian sandwich. I want the Italian. I love it.
No.
Roni, salami. They throw ham on it.
Yeah, no. It's
Throw whatever you want. Capicola. Put it all on there. Give me the Italian, baby.
Okay,
I'm sorry, Jeff. I knew, and we did have the conversation. You were like, I'm going to do my Italian BMT from Subway. Like, I think the one.
No. You can't expose me like that. I mean, you can't.
That was what you were going to pay. You can't take it now. It's.
I could have said you did. It could have been from Jersey Mike's.
Well, that was what I was trying to explain to you is you were going to take it specifically from Subway, your BMT. I was like, just give me the Italian, and I'm going to take all of them. I will take the Jersey Mike's one. I will take Jimmy John's. I will take Subway. I want to take the homemade one. When you go to Detroit and you go to the delis down there, there's a deli. I think it's Al's Deli I go to. Give me the Italian. They load it up. It's this big. Give me the Italian sandwich / sub. One of the great. It's the greatest sandwich out there. It's like, oh man, at a deli. Oh man, it's the greatest. Jeff, you're up though. Jersey Mike's is better than Subway and Jimmy John's. No free ads, but Jersey Mike's is elite. But if you go to like a real deli and get an Italian, nothing better. Nothing better.
Serious situation here. All right, so it's Italian subs off the board. I'm looking at my top prospects. I'm going down,
and it was 1-1 on my list, by the way. I just want that.
Yeah, no, it was 1-1 on it. We had similar boards. This was Abdul Carter. This is Abdul Carter.
And then this is Joe Burrow. That was my Joe Burrow.
The Joe Burrow. All right. I have another one which I'm gonna take a risk here.
Did Abdul Carter go number 1 overall?
I don't think so.
What a bad pull from you.
Cam Ward.
Anyway, what a terrible pull.
You get my point. Number 1 prospect. All right, shut up. Okay. Should I?
This is big. There's some.
I gotta take the layup. He fell to me. I got to take him. So with the second pick, my Mount
Oh,
Rushmore,
hold on.
I will be selecting a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh, PB&J is a great one.
I gotta just go. The peanut butter and jelly was right there. I gotta go with the peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah. You know what's good?
I can't
Dude,
overthink it.
peanut butter and jelly with some bananas, maybe a little honey in there. Whew, that'll change a life, man.
Just don't overthink it. Go with
No, that's a great one. What kind of jelly, like, or jam, or do you like going
strawberry.
with? Strawberry. Okay, I like grape. Yeah, I like grape. Now let me give you a little inside hint here. If you go get a sausage McMuffin from McDonald's, throw some grape jelly on that. That'll change your life as well. But no, PB&J is a good pick. That was lower on my board. I'll tell you what, PB&J was number 6 on my list. I just want to throw that out there.
I'm just taking the most popular here. So
I had 4 above that.
Chat, you guys no longer have Italian sub and PB&J. It's off
lot
the board. Now
people in the chat all are ETN, grape greater than strawberry.
I'll eat grape.
Grape gang. Grape always.
I'm not seeking out grape.
I am. I love grape. Grape. Is it jelly jam? I don't know, but give me grape.
All right, drop your sandwiches. Is this how you guys did it?
Just drop your sandwiches. Whatever one has the most, we'll pick for you guys. Once you guys, last time, Jeff, it was easy. They came together on they threw a couple sandwiches, or they threw a couple names out there, and then they ended up. Schiff got started it off with a meatball sub, and Jomo said meatball. Someone said pastrami. So far, meatball is winning. So if you guys like meatball, throw that in there.
A hot pastrami. That's
a good one. I have that on my list. I will throw that out there.
Oh, that's
Italian beef just got thrown into the mix from Xavier D. Let's keep dropping them. This one's a lot more harder. The athletes one, they talked about it in the chat, and they had them like right away. Another meatball. Meatball's winning right now.
Yeah, meatball's in the lead, man. A meatball. That's wow. He says, Doughboy Steve says, depends on the
meatball.
Yeah,
AG said Philly cheesesteak. You guys, by the way, too, I want the chat to know you guys do have back-to-back picks right now. So you could go meatball, and then you could add another. You guys could get an elite roster instantly here.
Yeah, elite. Yeah, you guys could.
I see a lot of meatball. A lot of people are saying meatball. A lot of people. Let's just do that.
With like the top 4 most.
Let's just we could just do. Well, are you guys good with meatball? Everyone give a hands up meatball. You guys have back-to-back picks.
ETN said Philly cheesesteak. Seems like
the 2 top ones right now are Philly cheesesteaks and meatballs. They have back-to-back picks. Do you guys want to just go back-to-back and just go meatball and then Philly cheesesteak?
Yeah, that could be that. Yeah, that could be an option.
Everyone's saying, is it let's do meatball first? Yeah, meatball. Meatball.
1-2 punch right there. Meatball.
All right. With the 3rd overall pick, the chat will be selecting a meatball sub. Meatball sub / sandwich.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good one.
Meatball, then Philly cheesesteak? That's
the chat. Yeah, chat's back on the clock, and it sounds like they're going cheesesteak.
Oh, that's a nasty one.
Great one, too, man.
That's a nasty one, too. Yeah, meatball.
That's an unbelievable one, too. That's too. Honestly, I almost took cheesesteak 1-1. Like, I think cheesesteak might be the greatest sandwich in the world. Have you ever had like a legit one?
Yeah, they're good.
Oh my gosh,
they're great. I want to go to different cities. I want
to go to Philly and try those,
but different places and eat those. Philly, New York. Let's get some Philly cheesesteaks.
Has anyone too in the chat too? So they're gonna probably go cheesesteak. Has anyone in the chat gone to Big John's steak and onion, or kind of like cheesesteaks in Flint? It's one of the greatest.
Oh, we need to.
I've shown you that a couple times, and they have different sauce. They have like their special sauce. It's just like a cheesesteak. It's unbelievable.
So
we'll go. Well, I got to do the last pick for them. The chat. That's on me. With the 4th pick, the chat is selecting a Philly cheesesteak. That's such a good pick, man. That's such a good pick.
An amazing pick.
I didn't even have meatball on my top 12. I missed meatball.
All right, so I'm up next, and this puts me.
Put myself in a tough spot over here. By the way, I said Marcus in there. Shout out Marcus. Burgers do not count as sandwiches. But Jeff, you are on the clock officially.
Okay.
Let the league office know, Booner, when
I want to go. I don't know if it counts. I don't know if it counts, but I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to hit it early. I think I'm going to take this one early because I don't think you'll take my next pick.
Is the pick in?
Yes. I think we're going to go with the ice cream sandwich.
That counts. That's a great dude.
I think I'm going to go with the ice cream sandwich here. I think that's got to be one of the greatest sandwiches in the history of sandwiches. Nice.
That's a great pick.
Nice ice
cream. Oh, I
sandwich
have back to back
on a hot day. I mean, yeah, that's, you know what? Give me the ice cream sandwich. Give me the ice cream
I
sandwich.
like that. So
come on, it's.
I have back-to-back picks, Jeff. I think ice cream sandwiches is that's a great pick. You're playing into the people who love dessert.
Yes.
That's an unbelievable pick.
Yeah, I almost took it too. We waited.
My number 1 was Italian, and my number 2 was cheesesteak. My number 3 and 4, Jeff, heading into pick 6, still on the board.
Oh, what do you got?
So I'm back. I have back-to-back picks. I have pick 6 and pick 7. I went Italian to start, Jeff. At number 6.
What is he doing?
Give me the chicken parm. Give me a chicken parm sandwich.
Oh no! That was on the list.
That was on the list, and you let it slide. You let the chicken parm.
I was letting the parm slide for a second. I wasn't sure if you were going to snag it.
Let me cross. That was number 3 on my list. I have 2 of my top 3, which I think is unbelievable, and I'm about to have 3 of my top 4.
Look at Peter. Peter says, "Fuck."
I'm telling you, I thought chicken parm was going to be number 2.
Fucking chicken parm.
I thought chicken parm was going to be number 2. I'm about to get 3 of my top 4 on my list, my rankings here.
Ahead. Who do you got?
At number 4 with my 4th pick, or my 3rd pick, 7th overall pick in this Mount Rushmore of sandwiches. Give me the bacon, egg, and cheese. Give me the breakfast sandwich. Give me a bacon, egg, and cheese. I got 3 of my top 4 on the board, so I'm happy with my pick so far. I have the Italian, chicken parm, and a bacon, egg, and cheese. I feel good about this. I feel good, Jeff.
That puts me in a situation where I need to pivot from the chicken parm. I have another one that I have on here that I do.
Were you going to go? Was that the one that you said is going to fall to you?
On here. Yeah.
You could have made it the ice cream sandwich at this pick if you got chicken parm last.
But I didn't know if you were taking the ice cream sandwich.
I didn't have ice cream sandwich on my list, not once.
That was a mistake. Okay.
Yeah.
We make mistakes.
No, that's fair.
I got one. I think this one might be. Hold on. Hear me out on this one, okay?
All right, I'm listening.
Someone just said it as I was about to say it. Grilled cheese sandwich.
That's a good one.
Grilled cheese. Come on. No specific cheese. You put any cheese you want on it.
Oh, dude. You can really cook up a good grilled cheese.
Don't tell me, man. You get hungry. When you're a kid, you're like, let's make a quick grilled cheese sandwich.
I still make grilled cheeses to this day. That's
good.
crazy. You picked grilled cheese 8th overall. I had them 8th on my power rankings.
All of Jeff's picks were 4 or 5.
You're really not beating the allegations, dude. You literally have a peanut butter jelly, ice cream sandwich, and a grilled cheese. This might be one of the funniest. I don't even think you realize you did it.
No, I did it. I'm just taking popular sandwiches.
No, you're just taking sandwiches you love, man. PBJ, grilled cheese, and ice cream sandwich. This guy is a 12-year-old kid, dude.
Yeah, no. I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, they are fucking kid sandwiches, dude. All these things.
Oh, that is so funny, man. The chat, you guys are up again. You guys have back-to-back picks. Again, you guys have your final 2 picks here. The chat is up.
Shout out Xavier. That's funny as hell.
Oh, dude, that is so funny, man.
That's
You
funny.
do have the
To be
worst.
fair, hey, haven't had a grilled cheese in a while. All right,
This
I haven't
guy-
had grilled cheese in a while.
Your 4th pick is going to be big. You should just stick to the script with your 4th one.
I have to stay on this. Yeah, I gotta stay.
This guy takes like Lunchables.
I might go a surprise one as the 4th. It might be controversial. I don't think you'll have it.
So I see a lot. I see Ruben so far. I see Club,
Ooh, Ruben. That's a good one.
Cubano.
No.
Hey, a Cubano is that's
Ruben
different.
and a Cuban, Cubano.
A Cuban's good, dude. Ruben, another Ruben there with Doughboy Steve. There's like another Club here. Well, you guys got 2 picks, so if you guys agree on 2 of them,
Oh, ETN just said Ruben. Another Ruben. A lot of Rubens, man.
another Ruben, another Cuban. Right now, Ruben and Cuban are probably the top 2.
Oh, a good Ruben. Everyone loves a good Ruben, man. That's a good one.
All right, let's do this.
It's Ruben. It
With
looks
the
like
9th pick for the chat in the Mount Rushmore sandwich draft, the chat will be selecting a good old Reuben sandwich.
Oh, that's a great pick.
That's a good one.
It's a great pick.
Yeah. I like that one for you guys. Now let's see. Second one. You guys are up again. So far, the chat has a meatball sandwich or sub, Philly cheesesteaks, and a Reuben. You guys, hey, these are some good chat.
Yeah,
Chat has
Chat's
some good
doing
ones.
Really good. No, it's pretty.
By the way,
Mount Rushmore.
J-Rod saying fried spam sandwich. Fried spam is unbelievable. I don't know if you've had it. Fried bologna is good as
No,
well,
never
dude,
had
with some cheese on it.
To be
Oh,
honest,
man.
To be honest, I don't know if it's on.
Never
here.
had
Never.
spam?
Never.
Dude, I used to have that all the time. Spam is unreal.
I
I don't think chili dog is a sandwich. I'm just throwing that out there.
yeah, that's the
Jeff and I
debate.
actually had that conversation yesterday.
Is
We
the
were both
hot
like,
dog a sandwich?
yeah, we were like, well, that doesn't count. We're not counting that as a sandwich.
Because I love chili dogs. Chili dogs are so.
I see brisket. I see a lot of brisket sandwiches right now. Brisket might be leading. What do we think, chat? You guys have it's your guys' last overall pick. Another brisket. Monte Cristo is such a good one. Chicken sandwich, people are saying now. A nut with another brisket. Brisket might be leading. Phil's good comes in with the egg salad sandwich.
That's a crazy pull.
All right, I think it might be brisket. Are we good with brisket, chat? You guys good? Are we good with brisket? I've seen a million briskets.
Yeah, barbecue brisket looks like.
Yeah. Everyone's saying brisket. You guys good with that? I want to see a couple.
Yeah,
They're all over the place right now.
I've seen mostly brisket. And some no.
D-Dot said no.
Yeah, I mean, I think you need a poll. I mean, what do I?
So
put
let's
them?
do this. Let's do. I got this here. Let's do brisket. What do you guys want on the poll? Brisket. What else?
The good old brisket.
I'm not getting much more here. The brisket's kind
I
of
think
being.
it's brisket. I mean,
Yeah, but they want a poll.
Oh, sloppy.
Let's do brisket, pulled pork, Italian beef, and we need one more. Brisket, pulled pork, Italian beef. What's your guys' last one? What's the last one for the?
I only could do 4.
How many would you do? What was the 4th?
Italian beef, pulled pork, sloppy Joe brisket.
Oh, you put sloppy Joe?
Yeah, I saw 2 or 3 sloppy Joes.
You love sloppy Joes, bro. I didn't even. This guy is Jeff. If people don't know, this guy's obsessed with sloppy Joes.
Yeah.
Once a week, I'll call Jeff, talk about the show, get ready for prep. This guy's like,
Turkey
I'm about to go. I'm going to eat dinner. Oh, what are you having, bro? Sloppy Joe.
It's easy
Once
to
a
make.
week. Once
It's
a
easy-
week.
It's easy to make. You put cheese on it. You put some mustard on it.
What do you put on it? Lay's barbecue chips with
Yeah,
American
you-
cheese and mustard.
Oh, come on, Xavier. Is that 8 years old? I mean, what are we doing? I mean, it's sloppy Joe. You're disrespecting the sloppy Joe.
What's the poll look like?
It's pulled pork's winning by a good amount. So how about this? They have back-to-back, right?
No, this is their last pick. They just took
wow.
Ruben. All right. Is it over? How many?
Yeah, it's
It looks about over. We'll give it another minute. We'll give it one more minute here.
Oh, it's going back. Sloppy Joe's hanging in there.
Brisket, Sloppy Joe, and pulled pork. It's a photo finish.
Joe. Come on, keep fighting. Come on, Brisket's in there too. It's all right. Yeah, it's probably gonna be pulled pork at this point.
All right.
Yeah,
let's close it. With the 10th pick of the Mount Rushmore sandwich draft, the chat will be selecting pulled pork sandwiches.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'll just be transparent. That was my pick. Next pick.
Pulled pork?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's one on there that you love.
Yeah, but I wasn't. I was gonna go something but create. Like, I was gonna go something a little different. How about this one? Xavier, this making me laugh. How about this one? All right, this is something I think is very underrated.
You don't take mine, man.
Imagine if you're gonna take this one.
I have my finger on it right now. It's my number 7, just so you guys know. I circled it.
How about this? Hey, Xavier, you think I have kids' taste buds? What about a good old BLT?
No!
Oh,
no!
Come on!
Jeff, by the way, saying like a BLT isn't kids, that's another kid sandwich is a BLT.
Dude.
That's you just made it sound like you're about to have like a Italian beef dip or whatever it's called. Like you just made
it. A grown man can't eat a BLT. I mean, what is this?
No, that was literally look. That was my next pick. I circled it. BLT. I did have Big Mac on there. I realized that was a burger, not a sandwich. BLT was my next pick. So I stole one from you in the chicken parm. You stole one from me in BLT. Now I'm sitting in a tough spot here. I like the BLT. That was my next pick.
Hey, make eating BLTs as a grown man normal again. I mean, come on, just cook up a BLT. What's wrong with that?
I'm between one right now.
Hey, shout out to your dad, crazy clown. I love that. Your dad he had good taste buds. Okay.
I am
nobody. Real quick, appreciate the $2, my friend. He says Jeff is a palate of an iPad kid. Okay,
that's a fact.
He just
did the blowhorn. Like you're like, yeah.
No, it's disrespectful. Nobody appreciates you though, my friend. iPad kid is diabolical, but I'll let that one slide. Boone.
I mean, I think I got to do it. I'm between 2 right now. I don't know how this hasn't been picked. Give me a club sandwich, man.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's a.
Give me a club. It's essentially a BLT, but with you want turkey on it, you want chicken on it. What do you want on it? A club sandwich that's just elite. My other one, I was gonna do the Cubano, but it's all right. I'll take the club.
So let's just recap our sandwiches.
So let me write this down real quick. Team 1, Booner. I'm going to write it down so that we have it. Team 1 is me, Italian, chicken parm, bacon, egg, and cheese, in a club. Team 2, which is Jeff, one of the most ridiculous drafts I've ever seen. I mean, this guy had a 6-year-old kid drafting for him. This guy went PB&J, ice cream sandwich, a grilled cheese, and a BLT. And then team 3, the chat, meatball sub, Philly cheese, great pick. I love a Philly cheese. That could have been 1-1.
Yeah.
And then a Reuben and pulled pork.
Yeah, the chat had a hell of a draft.
Yeah, they did well. I still would take all mine because it has some of my favorite sandwiches. I actually got 3 of my top 4 picks. So
We got to post this on socials, like on Twitter. See if people
can we
vote.
find a way to make like a graphic? I reached out to someone, and we will have a graphic probably for next week's Mount Rushmore. We got to figure something out for this one because I want to see a vote. Maybe I'll try and cook something up.
Oh, would s'mores have counted?
I don't know, but I actually before
That
the
would've
show,
Crazy.
I was actually talking to my cousins. I was like, I want a s'mores. S'mores sounds very good. Unbelievable.
You want to eat a s'mores?
Today, I literally was
Oh,
talking to
yeah.
my cousins before the show.
S'mores are
I was
great,
leaving to come to the office to do the show, and we were having a conversation about s'mores. So the fact that that came up it's just so good. You know what's a good s'mores too? Either like a Reese's or like a Kit Kat.
Oh,
I don't know if you've ever done that, but
Reese's.
Reese's those are,
Put it on the. No, actually, I don't do that because I don't have a kid palate. So we're done with that conversation.
I do it.
I eat a s'mores.
What are your favorite cereals? Remember, Mike always says that to you. What are your favorite cereals?
Yeah, you know what though? I'm sick of Mike because, by the way, people in the chat, if they don't know the context of this conversation, Mike tries to come at me, Gentry tries to come at me for my kid's palate of cereals, but then he'll go to the gas station and grab a Sour Patch Kids energy drink.
That is crazy. I don't like those drinks. Yeah.
And I'm like, you're drinking kids like or a Sour Patch flavored sour apple energy drink, and he's like, oh, you got the taste buds of a kid with cereal. I like Frosted Flakes. Is that kids? That's my favorite cereal. Now, will I dabble into maybe, some, Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Maybe even some, like people said, Captain Crunch ain't bad either. Okay, there's some good cereals. Maybe some Fruity Pebbles, but whatever. Right? Yeah,
No, I think we should do a cereals draft or a cereals Mount Rushmore one day because I would give me Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles.
It's great. Yeah, Cocoa. Yeah.
Frosted Flakes.
What
did I have when we went up to Mackinac? We went to that breakfast place. It was buffet only. Then they had like one of the greatest breakfast buffets of all time. What did I do? Went back for my seconds. The only thing I got, give me some cereal. Frosted Flakes. Can we play the Caleb video, by the way?
Yes, we can. We can play that. All right, here's Caleb.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch Elite.
All right, what's going on, everybody? Couldn't make it for the Mount Rushmore today. I'm at work, but I had to get my 2 cents in. I don't think you could do a Mount Rushmore on sandwiches and not have the big fella give his opinions. Look, Booner asked me to do a top 10. I'm just going to keep it traditional and give you the Mount Rushmore. Let's start with number 1. If you didn't know, number 1, Mount Rushmore, there's 4. I didn't know that. I had to look it up prior. I'm not a history buff or any of that type of thing. So it's 4. Here we go. Number 1, you got to go peanut butter and jelly. I mean, when you're just talking about a classic sandwich, it's like Bob Cousy back in the day. It kind of got everything started.
Talk
with the
to him,
sandwich.
Caleb.
And, it has a little razzle-dazzle. Sometimes, you could throw some honey on it, some bananas, but just a plain peanut butter and jelly, you got to have it in your Mount Rushmore. I'm going to go with Reuben as well in my Mount Rushmore. Look, I'm just a Reuben guy. Corned beef, sauerkraut, rye bread, and some 1,000 Island dressing. It's a great sandwich. Every bar you go to, they have it, and it's phenomenal. Wherever you go, I don't think I've ever had a bad Reuben sandwich. This is where it gets a little bit weird. I've had a couple things in mind. Do I go a breakfast sandwich like a sausage, egg, and cheese? Do I go a BLT? I'm going Italian sub. Look, a sub is a sandwich, so just because it doesn't have the word sandwich in the name, it doesn't mean diddly squat to me. Italian sub. I mean, they're really, really good. You can't go wrong with a nice Italian sub. Ham, provolone, salami, pepperoni, capricola, lettuce, tomato, onion, yellow pepper, all that good stuff. Got to go Italian sub. This is where it gets tough. I have grilled cheese in the back of my head. I have...
Dude, me and Caleb had the same
I still have breakfast sandwich in the back of my head. I feel like I'm missing a big one here. But I'm gonna go club sub from like a diner, or not a sub, sorry, a club sandwich from a diner. You get like the triple stack. It's really fucking good. So we're gonna go with the club sub. So my Mount Rushmore for subs, we're going Reuben, peanut butter and jelly, a club sandwich, and what was my last one? Italian sub. There we go. That's it.
Hey, he had two of his four. He had an Italian in a club.
Yeah.
He had one. He had a Reuben from the chat. He had a peanut butter and jelly, I think, from you, and he took an Italian in a club from Boone. I did. By the way, I know, Jeff, it's 10:01. I don't know if you have something to do right now. I did text Caleb to see who should win. He's calling me right now. He's calling me. Hold on. I'm gonna mute just to tell him we're live. Say hi to the people. Say hello to the people.
What's going on, people? What's going on?
Did you see the three teams?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. This is interesting stuff here.
Can you break this down?
I can. Look, I think Team 1 taking bacon, egg, and cheese in the third round, that could win them the entire thing. That's a nice call right there. Ice cream sandwich from Team 2, that's pretty weak. I think that's a little bit of a cop-out.
How?
Round pick in Team 2. I actually, you know what, I'll go out on, I'm just going to say this straight up. Whoever Team 2 is, you really screwed the pooch on this one. It's not a great team there.
Okay, Team 2 is eliminated from your.
Not a great team there.
Team 2 eliminated. Okay.
I'll say this: Team 3 went heavy. I mean, you're going meatball, Philly, Reuben, pulled pork. Those are heavy sandwiches. This is tough.
By the way, you're.
I think Team 1. I think Team 1 is the most well-rounded. I think I'm going to go with Team 1 here. Italian, chicken parm, bacon, egg, and cheese, and club. Team 2, what an embarrassing effort, whoever that was.
To be fair too, Caleb, when you did your top 4, you did have a Reuben, which Team 3 has. You had a PB&J, which Team 2 has. And you went Italian and club, which Team 1 has two of your 4.
Yes, that's why I picked Team 1. Team 1's the winner. All
right. So breaking news for the second week in a row, back-to-back weeks. Booner is the winner of the Mount Rushmore, and Jeff comes in last place. No, you can't. That's why I did it the way we did it. We needed to find a winner. Team 1. So it goes Team 1, Booner. Team 3, the chat, is in second place, and I think they actually got second place last week as well. Congrats, chat. And then in last.
Yeah, I'm glad. I hope you disconnected. Okay.
People pointed out something really interesting, Caleb. You have a peanut butter jelly sandwich, you have ice cream sandwich, a grilled cheese, and a BLT. They said that Jeff just drafts like he's 12 years old.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. It's a pretty poor effort out of you there, Jeff. But
oh man, that's a tough look. All right, Caleb, we appreciate you. We're about to end the show. Hey, love you, brother.
All right, love you guys.
See ya. By the way, too, I do want to make a quick announcement. I know Caleb just got off the phone. Saturday or Sunday night, Caleb is actually going to do a Sunday night baseball Detroit Tigers watch party. So we have 70 people in here. Go support Caleb, man. This guy is grinding it out, man. Come in on Sunday night. Whether you're watching the Tigers or not, come in and support the man. I'll hop in probably for a little bit during the game. I don't know if I'll be there for the whole game. But I'll come hang out with Caleb so he's not alone the whole time. But come watch some Sunday night baseball with Caleb. There's a lot of people in here, man. Just go support the boy. He deserves it, man. And do shout out. I would like to say that I'm back. We've done this 3 weeks. I've won. I think I might have won week 1. I can't remember who won week 1. Back-to-back weeks feels good. Acceptance speech. I want to thank Dan Campbell. I want to thank my family for showing me great sandwiches throughout my whole life. And really, I want to thank the bacon, egg, and cheese for allowing it to fall to the third round and me to be able to snag it in the third round. And I want to thank the fans, man. You guys are why I do what I do.
I can't believe people disrespect. They disrespect like household sandwiches. I can't. Congrats, Booner. Congrats to the chat. You guys did a great job. We'll be back Monday, Sunday live stream. Tigers watch party with Caleb and the fellas. So be there for Sunday night baseball. But until then, you guys have a blessed weekend. Stay safe out there. We'll catch it.
Love you guys.